I don't know how to start this one.
Hey, so I've realized sometimes that the best motivation to get me to make a project or do a thing that I've been putting off is making a video about it, because it puts some level of commitment in there, I guess. It's sort of my version of like Pixar it didn't happen. And that's what's happening here. There's a thing I've been wanting to do, and it's just way more likely that I'm gonna do it if I make a video about it. So that is why this embroidery-based channel is drifting off into many other worlds, and today that world is cooking. I love to cook and bake, or at least that's something that I always say about myself, but it's actually more of sort of a roller coaster whether I actually love it at the moment or not. When I was younger, I really preferred cooking, and by younger I mean living in a house of 9 people where you had to have big dinners pretty much every single night. And then when I moved out to college, and suddenly for the next 6-8 years of my life, something like that, I was single and only cooking for myself, cooking kind of went onto the back burner, because like cooking for yourself, it's hard. It's really hard. It's just hard to motivate yourself to do it, on top of it being hard to actually make like one serving of food. And lately cooking has taken even more of a slump than ever before. We've been eating out more and just eating terrible snacky dinners. So I really want to motivate myself to get in the kitchen more, to cook better and therefore eat better, to really explore different cuisines and different cooking techniques. So I got an idea that for a week, I'm not gonna make it 7 days, I'm just gonna start with 5 days in a row. I want to break out all of my cookbooks, flip through them, and choose recipes at random. And whatever I choose, I have to make for dinner, with like an asterisk after that requirement. Some of my cookbooks are kind of random. If like I think that I can't find the ingredients right now because it is winter, okay. If like it's not a full dinner, I could add on another recipe to make it more of a full dinner. I'm not making it a hard and fast rule. Here we go, 5 totally random recipes. Wish me luck. Okay, here's what we got. I actually have more cookbooks than I thought I did. I'm not sure this one's going to come in handy much. Making hors d'oeuvres for a home dinner for 2 people might be taking it a little too far. I buy my cookbooks kind of based on how beautiful they are. That's why I often have cookbooks that aren't necessarily things I cook. Now we're gonna change that. Then I have Cheese Obsession, because yes. Oh, that already looked good. That one that I passed. Oh, that looks good too. Ooh, see, a lot of these look good. Flipping through these, I'm already scared. We didn't really branch out a lot growing up. We didn't do a lot of like casseroles. Shocking, I know. We're Southern Americans. You think we would have lived on casseroles, but I think my mom just thought they were unhealthy. Of course, we never did like Middle Eastern food. We never did any kind of like curry. I don't think I had hummus until I was a full-grown adult. There's a lot of stuff we just never tried, and a lot of our dinners came down to like chicken, potatoes or rice, and a vegetable, which I find very boring. This is why I'm interested in branching out. Penne with mushrooms, winter squash, and brown butter. That sounds incredible. That's not really branching out though. That's the kind of thing I make. Pasta dishes. I am so in love with pasta. So this is what I am going to pick recipes out of. Let's see how this goes. We don't want desserts. Pistachio, lemon verbena, and rose-scented geranium ice cream. I need to cook out of cookbooks more often. So this is sort of the realm of actual dinners. So crab and chervil, is that how you say that? Linguine. Okay, this is kind of not much of a challenge, although I've never cooked crab before, so that could be interesting. All right, and here I'm already gonna start breaking my rule. I think what I'll do is choose 2 recipes from each book and then kind of choose from those recipes which ones I wanna make the most. Okay, here we go. Second recipe from the herb book. Limber it up here. green chicken curry. Look at that, a curry. All right, this is going on the list. Next cookbook. The fall page. I'm great at this. We landed on one. Bruschetta with 3 toppings. Okay. It's always a non-recipe page. Bread pudding with asparagus and fontina cheese. I've never made a savory bread pudding. I'm intrigued. Polenta with white cheddar, chard, and wild mushrooms. Okay, this one I'm into. I have actually been wanting to try making polenta. Now we're getting into the danger zones. And by danger, I mean stuff that I've never cooked before. Fricke with lamb and rhubarb. Should I cook lamb? Heck yes, I should cook lamb. Let's try that. Chicken with caraway couscous. 1 cup mograbbia or Italian fragola. No idea what either of those things are. How about that? Bourride, garlic seafood soup. My inclination now is like to keep flipping through for more recipes because, again, I'm terrified, but I think I should stop. I have more than enough for a week, and now I need to choose which of these I'm actually doing. Then I'm gonna have to go grocery shopping because Lord knows we don't have most of the stuff for this. That was definitely an interesting shopping trip. It reminded me of when I used to do like the Prime shopping at Whole Foods, and because you're shopping other people's lists, there's all sorts of random things on there that like you've never personally looked for. So even sometimes after you got to know the store, you would still be like, where do I find this ingredient? What is this ingredient? Where am I going? And that's how I felt shopping for this. But after 2 stores, I found most of what I needed. I couldn't find fresh coriander. Should have planted it in my garden. Didn't think I'd ever need it. And then I couldn't find, what was the other thing? I couldn't find the fricke, I guess is how you say it at first. I did find it at the second store, but by then I had already bought farro, which is what they suggest as the replacement, so that's all good. Oh, rhubarb. Couldn't find rhubarb. Big surprise, I kind of expected that. I'm pretty sure it is not in season, even if you live in California. I'm kind of thinking, just because they're around, they're red, they have that tart sweet flavor, I might try replacing the rhubarb with cranberries. I don't know, that's on Wednesday, so we'll figure it out then. I did almost forget to get anchovies because I've never once in my life bought, used, or eaten anchovies. Oh, and a less obvious one, I have never once bought mayonnaise. Ever. Now we rearrange stuff in the fridge to fit in so much stuff I've never had to fit in there before. Okay, so day 1, off to a good start so far. I went ahead and did my roasted red peppers earlier today. I'm gonna start by making the 3 different toppings for the bruschetta, and they can just sit in the fridge until elsewhere things happen. Let's get out some ingredients, because there's nothing more fun than stashing all of the ingredients you need for dinner on the counter at one time so that you have no space to work. Close. Right. Gonna go cut some mint. spooty pot. Oh, it smells very kale-y. Okay, so step 1 is done. Step 1 being the 3 bruschetta toppings. Making this one involved me making a lot of this face because, you know, it involved kale and anchovies and mayonnaise. Those are 3 things that I'm not crazy about. So this one is sort of the wild card of the night. Time to bring out the cheese book. I feel like I should have this recipe because it serves 4 to 6 and there is 1 of me. It's plating time. Do you want cheese? Munch. So we have a bed of creamy white cheddar polenta topped with some mushrooms and chard. And then of course you have to sprinkle a little bit of cheese. Do you really, really want food? Okay, I do love teeny tiny food. Is this one massive piece of salmon? You do not want your fingers to be in there when there is any kind of meat involved. Now is the taste test time. Yeah? All right, let's start with this. It basically tastes like cheddar cheese. I think it said 1 cup. I'm pretty sure I put double that. It's basically like eating mac and cheese, but without anything to chew on. I do really like this though. This is definitely a success. I'm gonna start with the one I think I'll like the least. So this is the creamy kale topping. I mean, mine did not turn out creamy. I probably could have just added more mayonnaise to it. On the other hand, I don't really like mayonnaise, so I didn't really want to add more of that. So that is not as bad as I thought it would be. And by not as bad, I mean it's actually pretty good and a lot of people would probably like it. Let me try to not shove this entire one into my mouth. So this is the roasted red pepper one. I like this. It's nice. It has a nice bit of like almost a fruitiness to it. I thought the mint would be kind of weird in there, but it works in there. It's actually pretty good. Last one. This should be an easy win. That is a really good combo of flavors. If you're not a huge fan of smoked salmon, but you kind of want to like ease yourself in, this is a good way to start. Anyway though, I'm about to run out of camera space, so let me wrap up day 1 real fast. All around success. Made everything, all turned out pretty well. Most of it I really, really like. The other stuff I kind of like. Okay, I'm gonna eat probably way too much now. Day 2. So today is green chicken curry. My first curry. I did not look ahead at this recipe very much at all, so I don't really know how long it's gonna take. Small bunch of coriander. That's the thing I couldn't find. Wait, are you kidding me? Oh my god. I can't believe I forgot this. Coriander and cilantro are the same thing. I did have a coriander plant. It was a cilantro plant and it died. I could have just gotten cilantro. There's tons of fresh cilantro in all of the stores. I can't believe I forgot that. 1.3. Was that as horrible of a noise on camera as it was in real life? Look how yellow it is. All right, here we go. Ta-da! I know why I don't make curries a lot, and it's the same reason I don't make casseroles. It's nothing against what's in the dish or how the dish tastes. It's all about how it looks. I very much eat with my eyes. It's why I love gourmet food, let's be honest, because when it's plated so beautifully, that makes me want to eat it. And anything that's kind of stew-ish, they're known for being delicious. But my brain is like, that's not very pretty. I should get over that. All right, let's give this a try. Hello. So hi. I feel bad for whoever lives under us because he jumps up and down a lot. It's probably annoying to them. All right. So the chicken is actually really nice and tender. We normally go like rare on chicken because we're not scared of salmonella. So anytime you're cooking chicken for like half an hour or something, I'm always like, is it gonna be dry and terrible? But no, it's actually pretty tender and pretty good. I like it with the rice. The rice is very flavorful because I cooked it in beef broth. People are gonna think that we never feed him. He gets fed. I can't really identify all the different flavors, but I do like it. They blend together nicely. My takeaway here is that I should make more curries. And I need to wrap up day 2 because this one is just going absolutely insane. Day 2, not a super fast dinner, but also not insanely long, not as involved as last night. 2 down, 3 to go. Calm down, calm down. So, tonight, farro with lamb and cranberry, which is only one of the things originally in the title of this recipe. Yes, I'm having to change it a lot. I'm technically not doing anything right now because the lamb is just supposed to boil or simmer for the next hour and a half about. Somewhere in there I can start making the farro, and then there's just a few things to finish it up. Matt was home today, so I'm not gonna talk to the camera much. I'm still not comfortable filming in front of him. Also, I'm still dying a little bit because, yeah, the first step was peeling a bunch of pearl onions, and I kinda thought pearl onions are so small and cute. Won't they just be not that bad when it comes to like the crying thing? No, they're really bad. Really, really bad. That was a great start. From there it went to rubbing a bunch of chili flakes and allspice all over the lamb, and then browning that, and then adding coriander seeds and ginger and garlic and salt and pepper. Both Matt and I are like coughing and we can feel something in our lungs. Maybe it's the chili flakes, maybe it's the onions, I don't know, but it's painful. All around, this is proving to be the one that is gonna be my least favorite. Like the curry last night was good. This is, see, there it is. This is gonna be interesting at best, but you can't win them all. And this is what I get for randomly selecting recipes. And am I learning something? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I ended up having to go to the store today because I started making a lovely cranberry orange loaf cake here. This is unrelated. But I realized halfway through making that I didn't have baking soda. So we were forced to go to the store, and as such, I was able to buy some fresh cilantro. And guess what? Tonight's recipe also uses fresh coriander. So yeah, loud fridge. Day 3, mostly just me complaining. I am gonna eat some more cake right now because I like cake. She is beauty, she is grace. She is hungry. day 4, y'all. To recap on yesterday's dinner, since I wasn't chatting much then, we ended up really liking it. I liked the lamb shank. It was very tender, very well cooked after being simmered for, you know, a full 2 hours. The farro was interesting. It didn't soak up all of the liquid that I put in it, but it said that it should have like a slight bite or chew to it still, and it did. So I do think it was cooked enough. I do think the cranberries were a good replacement for the rhurbarb flavor-wise. I think it was probably the closest match. They just didn't like have anything to chew on in there, so I don't think that they blended as well texture-wise, but like that's why it was supposed to be rhubarb. Anyway, moving on to today, we're having beef Provencal, I assume is how you pronounce it, along with the bread pudding. I forgot what I was looking for. Why am I here? How about that for your cocktail? Raw beef and wine. Season well. With what? I'm assuming just like with salt and pepper? There's no garlic in this, and my temptation is to dump in garlic because I love garlic. But also, it's a French dish, and I'm wondering if that just makes it too Italian. The beef Provencal has had almost an hour of simmering, which means it's time to start the bread pudding. I don't want leftovers of this, so the goal is to only have 2 ramekins. Hello. Soggy bread. Woohoo. All right, well that was pretty painless. Do you wish you were just a little bit taller? I am so pleased with these. I think, oh my goodness. Come here, come here. Yeah, come here for loves. Okay, we're gonna hang out here. They're absolutely adorable. I love how they look. They look like little souffles, and they even like poofed up like souffles. The idea of savory bread pudding had not come to me before this week, and now I'm like mind blown. So let's try this stew. That's pretty darn good. You can definitely taste the red wine. I would add garlic to both of these. I think especially the bread pudding would be super good with a little garlic in there. Asparagus, cheese, bread, custard. It just needs garlic. And I'm gonna go now before the puppy just dies from lack of attention. Do you not get enough attention? So, day 4 is a success. Have it. Okay, Google, how do you shell a crab?
I don't know, but I found these results on search.
Ugh.
Come on, get your hands dirty.
I don't like this. It's very hairy on the bottom.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get rid of that part. What do you think is gonna happen?
I feel weird doing it. I don't like it.
So now what you're going to do is you're going to remove the apron, which is here, and you're going to pull apart.
Pull apart.
We have here what's left. Remove what's left of the mouth, which is right here.
Is this the brain?
Okay, just put your thumbs right there and it.
I just don't like touching it. Ooh, I got a good one.
Ow.
Ugh, this is disgusting.
Well, there it is. I didn't mean to crush it that much. Ow. Heat the olive oil in a frying pan over medium-low heat. Hello.
Wait, where's my water?
You drink it?
Did you salt the water?
I always salt the water.
It doesn't look like you did.
Do you want to come up here? Good morning. Let's wrap up. My God, it smells so bad in here. The dinner itself was definitely the fastest from this week. It was basically just linguine with a few spices and the crab. Honestly, the flavor didn't like blow me away. It was good. It wasn't great. I feel like it would have been better with more of like a saucy sauce to tie it all together. What is blowing me away is how bad it smells in here now. I was very confused when I got up this morning as to why it smells like something died in our kitchen and therefore our whole apartment, because it's basically one room. And then I remembered that we neither did the dishes last night nor took out the trash. So it's crab. I'm really glad I did this. It has been a week of meals that I never would have normally made, cooking meats that I've never cooked before, like lamb, like crab. I don't think most of these dishes are really things that I'm going to do again in that exact form, but I have definitely picked up stuff that I do want to try again. I already want to plan next week's meals. It's hard to say. Not go as crazy with like random recipes, but I want to select recipes and actually continue to make a good dinner. We'll see how long this lasts. Resolve like this usually gets me through like 1 or 2 weeks, and then like, I hope that you enjoyed this random foray into cooking. I definitely plan on doing more videos in the kitchen in the future. I know this is the stitchery, but let's face it, it's kind of just turning into whatever I want it to be. And I'm okay with that. Hopefully you're okay with that too. Let me know in the comments if this is something you enjoyed watching, if this is something you'd enjoy watching more of. I always appreciate your feedback and connecting with you guys. Honestly, getting to read and reply to comments is a highlight of my week. So thank you to everybody who subscribes and who comments and who watches. I appreciate every single one of you so very much. Okay, bye.